Hey guys, I don't normally just go live all of a sudden, but I'm so happy because this was such a hard week and day in general. The judge just ruled that she can't rule yet. She needs to think about it, and she may set a future conference date to happen, and she'll let us know when. Priscilla was absolutely shocked and disgusted. I was very happy and grateful. So I'll tell you a little bit about what just happened. First of all, they've changed how they do things. They have like a different way to get into Teams, so I couldn't get into the hearing. So of course I was horrified, and I started emailing the court and Priscilla too to let the other party know, and prove up later if I have to that I'm trying to get in and can't. And then I, go online looking for who I can call. I call the civil division clerk's office. They tell me they can't answer the phone right now. Bye bye. So I'm thinking, what am I going to do? So I look up that there's a new way to get into there if you have your meeting ID in Teams, but they didn't give me a meeting ID. So I'm calling, getting that. I finally get it figured out and get in there, and in the nick of time too, because it was like 8 minutes past the time we were going to start, and other people were heard first, thankfully, and we were like third up. What was really almost funny but upsetting was that the people before us, the guy was a pro se litigant, and he may be absolutely telling the truth, but he was kind of irritating the judge. So I'm a pro se litigant too. And sometimes pro se litigants, they view them unfavorably because, some people try to file lawsuits and they don't know what they're doing, and it's irritating. They don't file things properly. They also do have some issues with the clerks of the court sometimes there too. So I don't know who did what there, but she was patient with him, but he was a little bit combative. And I thought, great, a pro se litigant that maybe is rubbing her the wrong way before I get up there. So I knew, because of that, maybe be very cautious and quiet. So we start, and Priscilla starts. She gets to make her argument first. And of course, she lies and says, these are just some YouTubers I have an issue with, and that I think they should have to take them down, and they don't. And I can't support any of these claims or come anywhere close to it, and blah, blah, blah. So the judge then has me speak, and I could tell she was like, whoa, this is not your typical situation where I'm just going to rule right now. And Priscilla didn't like that little flip, but I told her everything as quickly and concisely as I could, because you got to be quick, because they need to get on to the next case. And really, if this had no merit, she would have gotten rid of it by now, because I was gone against on all of my mandamus action points except for the one FOSTA SESTA being close to being accepted, and if it's reframed under breach favorably, we could move forward. So what I told her as succinctly as I could is that we need the discovery process to prove up that Goatis elections is being knowingly facilitated, and they're materially contributing to his arrest evasion. He's committing the crimes on the platform. They've seen it in video form. They've seen them violate specifically FOSTA SESTA, which is something that the judge brought up and had me amend around breach, because he said if they're profiting off of that and they are, pumping it up in any way also, that could constitute breach. And in that live stream, they do facilitate promoting sex trafficking, including talking about child sex trafficking and abuse. And then he also has a child with him that he says online that he is raping. Let's just use the words as they really are. That's the truth. He promotes such things. He promotes murder. He's put calls to murder out. He, for $200 an hour, can do health consultations with minors or anyone, and they're aware of this. They've seen the warrant. They're aware that he's wanted for arrest, and they're allowing him to be there, and they're making money off of it and promoting him in the algorithm. The only way we can prove that up is with the discovery process. The other thing I made clear also is that it's different when you're suppressing content. So I am a content creator, and the judge had me frame it up around breach because I would have standing under breach. And even though she tried to bring up their express terms in their contract, I brought up that even with that broad adhesion contract language, the exceptions to that are suppressing content in a discriminatory manner, and they're suppressing my content and the content of other creators. I told her that Goatis Elections hired an attorney. That attorney, after we told that attorney the facts, he later dumped them, but they upheld those false defamation complaints and took our content down and leave his up. So she was very interested, and she said, and then what do you have to say about that? And then she said that she brought up the old ruling on FOSTA SESTA in relation to the mandamus action. And she brought up that she said that I have nowhere near what I would need to prove this up. And I shook my head no. And then she, but was very quiet, but I was giving some cues of like, that ain't true. So I think the judge wants to go do a dive into the evidence. But anyway, at the end of that, when Priscilla let her know that, thinking that would do it, the judge said, all right, I'm going to go look at this, and we're going to have a future conference date, or, and if we do, I'll let you know the dates. And I'm going to go have a chance to really look this over. And Priscilla was just shocked, and I said, "Thank you, Your Honor." And then she followed suit. "Oh, thank you, Your Honor." But I know she didn't expect that. Most of these cases get dismissed. The fact that she's deliberating going further is great. We would have a case management conference, and then we would go into litigation. So they did not sustain YouTube and Google today. They can't, based on just what I just said in that courtroom, did it. It's enough for her to think, I better go take a look at this, because the exceptions to Section 230 are there, and the exceptions to their broad language in their contract are there that facilitate proving up that they're breaching. So that's what happened. And I'm really glad to be able to put this down for a little while and on a good note. Earlier today, I had some medical workup for a surgery I'm going to have that's also going to hugely change my life and make me not have the issue that I'm having anymore with my old surgery. So that's great. And the doctor was great. But I had to have 11 vials of blood taken off of me. So like the little vials, but they took blood, and it's just kind of scary and creepy. So the morning was creepy. This was creepy. And then now it's ending on a positive. So I'm very happy about that. And I hear a yay. Oh, from Pineapple Tea. I don't know what I think about that. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you if that's sincere. Anyways, I know other sincere folks will be around later, and I wanted them to get a chance to see this when it happened. Everybody have a good one. I'll leave a community post also. Very, very happy. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Justice for Luna 2026. Either this way or another way. Take care.